On Global TV News Prime, President Tinubu orders security measures for quick power restoration in North. Vice President Shettima briefs President Tinubu on state of affairs of the nation during his 2-week leave. In business, Tinubu launches National Lottery Trust Fund's strategic plan to enhance good causes. On the foreign scene, NATO says North Korean troops deployed to Russia's Kursk region. And in sports, tonight, Vinicius to miss out on 2024 Ballon d'Or. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Uyi Agmofwebe. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365 and free to air on Nightcomsat. Tonight, let's begin by telling you Vice President Kashim Shettima has briefed President Bola Tinubu on the state of affairs of the country during his 2-week leave. The Vice President also briefed him on his trip to Sweden, where he had represented his principal. Pictures released by the State House showed the Vice President in the President's office with both leaders discussing. The National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has inaugurated the National Campaign Council of the party for the governorship election in Ondo State. The inauguration ceremony held in Akure, the state capital, with Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu as chairman and former Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege as secretary. We'll bring you those details later with Kikelomo Okere. Let's turn to other stories now. Member representing Aba Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Alex Ikweche, has been seen in a viral video allegedly assaulting a cab driver and threatening to make him disappear during an altercation at his residence in Maitama, Abuja. The video, which captured a heated exchange between the lawmaker and the cab driver, had since sparked widespread condemnation on social media, with many calling for accountability and a review of public officials' conduct. The driver, who recorded the incident and shared the clip to social media, says tensions escalated when he requested that the lawmaker come outside to receive his delivery personally and settle the payment. 19 traditional rulers comprising of district and ward heads in Sabon Birni local government area of Sokoto State have resigned their positions and declared their support for Senator Ibrahim Lamido. The traditional leaders at a news conference in Sokoto said they decided to support the senator because of his drive to curtail insecurity in their villages. Lamido and 2 other federal lawmakers had accused the All Progressives Congress APC-led administration in the state of not adequately addressing the people's concerns. Presidential spokesman Bayo Onanuga says, contrary to popular opinion, President Bola Tinubu did not acquire a new official jet, but a refurbished one. Onanuga says some jets in the presidential fleet, such as the 19-year-old Boeing B737-700 purchased under former President Olusegun Obasanjo, are all in bad condition, noting that their maintenance costs were outrageous. He insisted that instead of spending a bogus amounts of money on aircraft maintenance, the president has sought the approval of the National Assembly for a refurbished jet still in good condition, as it will save Nigeria high maintenance costs in servicing the old aircraft. Onanuga, however, urged Nigerians to prioritize the president's safety, noting that the newly acquired plane is Nigeria's property and not for the president. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMA, says the scarcity of fuel being presently experienced will soon be over. Publicity Secretary of the association, Ukadike Chinedu, stated that the shifting of the supply chain is the cause of the scarcity in the country, but assured that in a few weeks the product would be available. Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, Aminu Mansari, says the fund intends to create a new intervention line aimed at addressing the pressing issues of security and power in Nigeria tertiary institutions. Speaking at a 2-day retreat organized by the national chairman focusing on the challenges of security and power in higher institutions in Lagos, Mansari underscored the pivotal role that education plays in the nation's development and the urgent need for improved funding in the sector. A statement signed by Ted Fund's Director of Public Affairs, Abdul Mumin Oyinagi, on behalf of the Fund's Executive Secretary, Architect Sani Echono, says Manseri also highlighted the importance of channeling support towards addressing these critical challenges, calling on the National Assembly to revisit the funding structure for public institutions, which serve over 90% of Nigeria's tertiary education students. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says only 3 individuals have been found following Thursday's helicopter crash. This contradicts reports suggesting that 2 additional bodies were discovered on Friday, in addition to 3 recovered the day of the incident. The family of one of the victims in the meantime of last Thursday's helicopter crash operated by East Wind Aviation, Boris Ledum Ndobu, is pleading for the recovery of his body for a proper burial. His son, Ledum Light, shared his distress, saying despite ongoing recovery efforts, Ndobu's body remains missing. He expressed concerns over the search efforts, stressing that the family's primary concern is on bringing Ndobu's body home for closure. Other families affected by the tragedy also continue to call for swift action to retrieve the missing bodies and provide comfort to grieving loved ones. Quite a sad tale there to tell. Senator Rabiu Kwankwaso has called for an immediate investment in alternative power sources as northern Nigeria faces prolonged blackouts. The former state governor said the prolonged blackout, now in its 8th day, underscores the huge deficit of capacity Nigeria's power sector has in order to address large-scale problems. He noted that it is time that the country looked into alternative power sources to address the nation's energy needs, urging both states and federal governments, as well as private investors, to proactively invest in alternative energy sources to prevent recurrence of prolonged blackouts in the future. Coalition of northern groups has expressed concerns over the ongoing power outage that has paralyzed part of northern Nigeria. The coalition noted that the outrage is the direct result of vandalism on the second Shiroro power line that feeds the Kaduna station, which distributes to other states in the north. The coalition says after engaging with experts, it discovered that there is also a significant infrastructural gap, as there is no transmission system to carry sufficient power to the northwest and northeast regions. The coalition therefore noted that the north, which accounts for a significant portion of Nigeria's population and economic activity, is shamefully underserved in terms of electricity infrastructure and distribution, calling on the federal government, Transmission Company of Nigeria, northern governors, lawmakers, and all relevant stakeholders to immediately expedite efforts to ensure power is restored to the region. The Federal Capital Territory Authority has planned to screen 250,000 residents freely for hypertension and diabetes to reduce the prevalence of non-communicable diseases. The authority, in a statement signed by Bola Ajao, Senior Special Assistant on Media to the Mandate Secretary for FCT Health Services and Environment Secretariat, Dr. Adedolapo Fashawe, noted that the screening exercise is scheduled to take place from October 30 to November 6, 2024. Nigeria Health Commissioners Forum last week launched an initiative to screen 10 million Nigerians for hypertension and diabetes. Meanwhile, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has launched a sweeping crackdown on beggars, scavengers, and street vendors, with 34 individuals detained across various parts of Abuja. This action followed a recent ministerial directive ordering such individuals to leave the capital city. The operation, conducted by a joint task force comprising the Police, Military, Department of State Services, Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, as well as other paramilitary services, targeted 4 major areas: the city center, the Airport Road, Kubwa, Gwarimpa axis, and the Asokoro Yaya Karu corridor. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Olatunji Disu, described the clampdown as a national assignment, directing officers to enforce the mandate with professionalism and resolve. First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu has lamented that Nigerian women are still battling to get their place in politics and governance as a result of sustained policies that put them at a disadvantage. She stated that at an international legislative dialogue on women and constitution amendment in Nigeria held in Abuja, The dialogue was organized by the State House of Representatives Committee on Constitution Amendment with support from the Policy and Legal Advocacy Center and funded by the European Union. Represented by Kwara State First Lady and Chairperson, Nigeria Governors Spouses Forum, Professor Olufolake Abdulrazak, the First Lady said while some gains had been made, it is, however, disheartening that in the National Assembly only few women were elected into the two chambers. The Sultan of Sokoto, Mohammed Abubakar II, has stated that the issue of Almajiri and out-of-school children remains a serious challenge leaders in northern Nigeria must tackle. The Sultan noted that there are millions of such children roaming around towns, cities, and villages across the region. He said these comments while addressing the Northern Governors Forum at a meeting held in Kaduna. He urged the governors to include this issue in their discussions, emphasizing the need to address the problem in the region. You're watching the live broadcast of News Prime on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When News Prime returns tonight, Tinubu launches National Lottery Fund strategic plan to enhance good causes. We'll tell you about these as well as bring you more business, foreign, and sports stories. Do stay with us, everyone. Watching the live broadcast of News Prime on Global Television with Uyi Agmofwebe. We thank you so specially for your time. Now let's talk some business. President Bola Tinubu has ordered that sufficient security measures be put in place for personnel to ensure the prompt restoration of power supply to the northern region of Nigeria. Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu stated these while addressing State House correspondents after a meeting with the president at the State House. Adelabu says a faulty transmission line was responsible for the power outage in the north, noting that fixing such damage should not take more than 3 to 5 days. He said that the delay in the repairs was due to insecurity in the affected area. The minister, however, disclosed that Tinubu had instructed the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, and all relevant stakeholders, as well as security agencies, to implement measures to allow personnel to the affected areas. In a bid to bolster the operations of the National Lottery Trust Fund, President Bola Tinubu has unveiled a comprehensive 4-year strategic plan aimed at transforming the fund and maximizing its impact on various good causes across Nigeria. The event took place at the Aso Villa Banquet Hall, marking a pivotal milestone in the history of the fund. Speaking on behalf of the President, George Akume, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, expressed confidence in the strategic plan's potential to enhance outreach to marginalized communities. Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, has disclosed that the federal government has already put in place measures to provide an alternative source of power to the northern states to cushion the effect of the ongoing blackouts in the region. The north has been in darkness for days as a result of the vandalism of the Shiroro-Kaduna transmission line. The minister disclosed that the disturbance in the electricity supply to the northern part of the country involves about 17 states. On the foreign scene, the United Nations has disclosed that global efforts to tackle climate change are wildly off track as new data shows that warming gases are accumulating faster than any time in human existence. The UN analysis shows current national plans to limit carbon emissions would barely cut pollution by 2030. The update comes as a separate report shows that greenhouse gases have risen by over 11% in the last 2 decades, with atmospheric concentrations surging in 2023. Researchers are also worried that forests are losing their ability to soak up carbon, which could be contributing to record levels of warming gas in the atmosphere. Britain's ruling Labour Party has suspended one of its members of parliament after footage emerged appearing to show him punching a man to the ground and then continuing to attack him. The party says the lawmaker, Mike Ainsbury, had been suspended pending an investigation. Police have confirmed a 55-year-old man was voluntarily interviewed under caution. In revelation, in the incident which occurred in the early hours of Saturday. NATO says for the first time that North Korean troops have been deployed to Russia and are operating in the Kursk border region where Ukrainian troops have a foothold. The Alliance's Secretary General, Mark Rutte, says he could confirm the deployment after weeks of speculation following a meeting with South Korean intelligence and defense officials. The newly installed NATO chief says the deployment represented a significant escalation and a dangerous expansion of Russia's war in Ukraine. And now time to get excitement from the world of sports. Real Madrid forward and Brazilian international Vinicius Jr. is reportedly poised to miss the opportunity to claim the 2024 Ballon d'Or. That's according to renowned football journalist Fabrizio Romano. Romano stated that in a tweet posted, the pacey winger will not travel to Paris, France to attend the award ceremony scheduled for Monday night. Romano also revealed that neither fellow club mates Jude Bellingham nor club president Florentino Perez, coach Carlo Ancelotti or other players would grace the occasion. Premier League club Manchester United has sacked Erik ten Hag as the club manager. The club noted in a statement that Terry Hank has left his role as Manchester United's first-team manager, noting that Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of the team as interim head coach, supported by the current coaching team, while a permanent head coach is recruited. Hank was appointed in April 2022 and led the club to the 2 domestic trophies, winning the Carabao Cup in 2023 and the FA Cup in 2024. As we end News Prime on Global Television, let's bring you a quick run of some of our big stories tonight. President Bola Tinubu has ordered security measures for quick power restoration in the north. Vice President Shettima has briefed President Tinubu on state of affairs of the nation during his 2-week leave. In business, President Tinubu has launched the National Lottery Trust Fund's strategic plan to enhance good causes. On the foreign scene, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, has stated that North Korea deployed troops to Russia's Kursk region. And in sports, we told you Fabrizio Romano has said Vinicius will miss out on 2024 Ballon d'Or. And that's the size of our news tonight on the News Prime, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We would love to remind you, as always, that Global Television is on DSTV, channel 365, and Star Times 276, as well as free-to-air on Nigecomsat. Please follow us across all of our social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles as you now see on your screen. I'm Uyag Mofwegwe on behalf of the entire production team here at Global Television headquarters in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Thank you for your time with us tonight. We'll see you again.